Okay, so I just recorded 7 minutes of gold. Wasn't really gold. About just talking a little bit more about my vision board. There she is. And I just wanted to mention a couple of things. So I didn't talk about how I made it. It was basically a piece of styrofoam that I bought from the hardware store. So you can get one at Home Depot, Rona, whatever. And then I just wrapped linen around it, hot glue gun that, and bought a bunch of tacks from the Dollar Tree. So I think we got 300 gold tacks, and I love gold. I'm obsessed with any gold accent anything for $1.75. So all in, this vision board was about mm, call it $15. Okay. So, a couple things I want to mention about when you're creating a vision board is that it has to be things that you actually believe are possible. So, not just um, pie in the sky things that don't feel realistic to you. Because if that's how you're treating the vision board, it's really not going to happen. Your subconscious has to believe that it's possible, right? So yes, it's a stretch, but it can't be so big a stretch that your mind's like, yeah, that shit's not going to happen. I've been building vision boards since 20 or so 20 so how do you even say that? 2006. So 20 years. This is my 20th year building a vision board. And I can tell you I have taken many things off of it because I've achieved it. The other thing I want to mention is that don't wait. I mean, I've had very bougie vision boards, meaning like the construction of my vision board's been very high quality. And then I've had ones that are like styrofoam and a piece of a sheet of linen. This is my actually my favorite one that I've had because there's something very satisfying about the pin going into the styrofoam. I really liked it. And it's quite large, like you can see. Let me just move the camera back. It's really big, but it didn't cost a lot, and that's great. I love that. Um, so when you're building it, one of the key pieces is that making sure you have a visceral reaction and feeling about the things that you're putting up there. So you're not just putting things like, I think I should want a Lamborghini, so I'm going to put a Lamborghini. Like, I don't give a shit about a Lamborghini. I do, however, want the um the Genesis. Um, so anything on my vision board elicits a feeling for me. And that's the key, is that you want it to really feel exciting when you're looking at it. You're not looking at it going, yeah, that's never going to happen, because it won't. Your subconscious is highly intelligent. It's the thing that keeps you breathing all the time and blinking and eating and digesting. And it's the really the backbone of like how you're living, right? Your subconscious, you can always say, well, I don't think that consciously. I don't think that. Great. But the result of your life dictates that your subconscious does, right? So when you realize that the results that you're living is what your subconscious actually believes, it's a really different conversation that you get to have with yourself. So, feeling is really important. It doesn't matter the material that you use. If you have a whiteboard piece of cardboard or whatever from the dollar store, great. Tape your visions on. Like my first vision board, I don't even know. It was probably very cheaply made, but it works. Um, so just make sure that you believe it. Make sure that, and the other thing too is, sorry, I know I'm on a tripod here, but there's a couple of things on here. Like there's a hat rack just up there at the top. I don't know if you can see it right up top there. Well, that's a $25 hat rack or $20 hat rack. I don't know. Uh, When I get it and I get to remove it off my vision board, it's giving my subconscious a signal that I achieved something. So these are like really critical pieces. Don't have just mansions and like crazy ass cars and trips. Like have things that you can manifest easily and without a ton of anxiety or work. Like when I first watched The Secret, and if you've not watched it, like, and this is all very new to you, mind you, if you follow me, it's probably not new to you because I just feel like those are the people who follow me. But if you've never done any of this type of exercise, go and watch The Secret. It's a really good intro into manifesting and quantum physics and all of that. It certainly isn't like advanced, but it's a really good introduction if you've never heard any of this stuff. But again, many of you have, so that'll be like, although I do watch it sometimes. But it, even in that movie, it said, make it your job to attract a cup of coffee today because that feels easy. Oh, here comes the cat. Hi, Gary. Oh, here he is. So make it your job to attract a cup of coffee. Like don't make things more complex and difficult than they need to be, especially if you're just building this. So last year's vision board was a shit show. I barely did anything off of my vision board. What? Hang on. Here's Gary. What's that? And last year's results showed, you know, and so that's the thing. This year is way, way bigger. There's a way more stuff on there. I'm way more excited than I was last year. I've put way more intention behind it. And last year was a rest year. And I did. I needed the rest. I needed to collect myself. I needed to relax. I needed to mourn my marriage. I needed to mourn the end of my identity as a lot of things. And so I didn't make a great vision board at the start of the year. I don't even know if I really did it. I mean, I did it, but I half-assed it. So this year, very intentional, very much on purpose. And because I'm sort of done licking my wounds for the time being. And the feminine energy, like that's still a piece of us. We really want to just relax a lot of time and not get into this crazy hustle boss babe culture. But there's a balance, and I'm ready to get back to that balance. So if you have any questions on how to do it, let me know. I've built many, many. Like I said, this is my 20th year building a vision board. I've probably built more than that because I will change mine up as I go. But if you need help, let me know. I'm happy to give you any pointers. But just think like, a piece of paper, like you could even do it on your phone. I don't recommend ever doing it digitally. I've made vision board movies before, which are super powerful for me. But never would I just put a vision board on my phone and leave it there. It's just not, you don't get the same vibe. It's like writing versus texting, right? Like when you're actually writing and using cursive, your brain associates that differently than when you're typing. So let me know if you have questions. But I hope that was helpful.